Hello there viewers! In today's video, we'll show you how to burn fat as a vegan. We'll also show you various meals to eat and some practices you can apply to reach your fitness goal. But before we get started, I'd like to ask you a question. Do you know what hormone is responsible for determining whether you burn fat or sugar? Well, there's a hormone that determines this, and we will use the Guyton's Medical Physiology, the Bible of Medical Physiology used in all medical schools and pre-med classes, as a reference. It states that in the absence of insulin, all aspects of fat metabolism are considerably increased. When you don't have insulin, all fat burning increases dramatically. So what exactly does insulin do when it comes to switching between carbohydrate and lipid metabolism? By the way, friends, lipid metabolism is the same as fat metabolism. Insulin secretion is reduced when glucose concentrations are low, and fat is almost exclusively used for energy everywhere except in the brain. Many studies have also demonstrated how your body is compelled to burn fat when insulin levels are low. So insulin is the major hormone that needs to be reduced if we want to have any chance of fat burning. When insulin levels are high, the trigger is stimulated, and when insulin levels are low, fat burning is activated. Also, I'm sure you've heard of the glycemic index by now. You should stay away from sugary foods. However, there is another metric known as the insulin index. There are additional things that cause insulin to be released, which you can see in the index right here. All foods that don't truly trigger insulin and those that do are categorized from low to high on the list. The idea is to reduce insulin levels. Forget about calories and focus solely on hormones. If you want to lose weight, we need to keep your insulin levels as low as necessary. So here are the foods that are suitable for consumption. First and foremost, olives. The first item on the list is olives. 3% is quite low. We also have avocados and chia seeds, which have the negligible effect. Pecado pecans, macadamia nuts, and even peanuts and walnuts are low on the list. We also have coconut, as well as seeds such as sunflower and pumpkin seeds. Chickpeas, kidney beans, oatmeal, and tofu, they are all low on the list. But what's noteworthy is that highly concentrated protein, such as whey protein, which isn't vegan, and notably soy protein isolates, are both high on the list, which we'll discuss in the next section. Then there are veggies, which we can consume except corn and anything too sweet. So these are the foods that you would want to consume to achieve your goal of losing fat. Meanwhile, these are the foods to avoid since they cause insulin to spike, and some of them include glucose. Fruits, grains, including breads, pasta, cereal, crackers, biscuits, waffles, and pancakes. Juices, particularly orange juice. Beans, excluding kidney beans and chickpeas. Berries, potatoes, corn, rice, even brown rice. And of course, sweet foods are all on the list. Any concentrated protein, such as soy protein isolates, should be avoided. If you're serious about shedding fat in your body, you now know which foods to eat and which ones to avoid. There are a couple of other concepts that affects the insulin index. Gastrointestinal hormones are one of them. Insulin is triggered in some way every time you eat. So whether you're diabetic or not, what got you in this situation in the first place was probably too much snacking, eating the wrong foods, and insulin stimulation. Insulin resistance is common in adults with abdominal fats. They are pre-diabetic and have a malfunctioning insulin system, which is why they must correct it. So what should we do? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are the meals we eat every day. The snacks in between are what we want to avoid. But why? Because eating a meal causes insulin to be released. We want to start with 3 meals per day. Even though your insulin levels are high, if you don't need anything in between meals, you'll have a better chance of your body switching to fat burning mode, especially at night. Now, if you're not hungry in the morning, then don't eat. Therefore, we only have 2 meals, lunch and dinner. And what do you think will happen when you are not eating? Well, you can burn fat longer because the meal that we want to have your body consume is your own belly. And that's exactly what we want to happen. Switching over to fat burning and then eating. Now here's the problem. If you can go from one meal to the next without getting hungry or needing a snack, we'll just add additional fat to the meal, perhaps some olives. We increase the fat content of the next meal till we can continue longer. The fat will not necessarily help you burn fat, but because it is low on the insulin scale, it will allow you to go longer without stimulating insulin. We are going to add a bit more fat to the meal to make it last longer so you can perform some intermittent fasting, which helps with insulin resistance. Against a low-calorie, all-day grazing, starving, that will never work since the fat burning will never be induced. That is why we must keep track of what we eat and ensure that we are getting the nutrients our bodies require. It's also a good idea to avoid snacking and get a little more sleep, exercise, and if you wish, mix 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar in a glass of water with each meal. This will be quite beneficial in accomplishing your fat loss objective, so make sure to apply and include them into your regular diets and practices. If you have any questions, let us know down in the comment section below. If you want to learn even more about health and fitness, be sure to turn on your bell notifications so you'll get updated when we post new videos. If you liked the video, please click the like button and share it with your friends. Also, you can go ahead and click the subscribe button as well because we have a ton of other videos on our channel that we think you'll enjoy. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have a blessed day and stay healthy, my friends.